Hi everyone! So, today we're going to see how to install Windows 11 on all the hardware, creating the USB install media in Windows. In this part, we're going to cover how to create the USB install media in Windows. First of all, we open our browser. We need to search for Windows 11 download. We go to the Microsoft page. And there we click download where there is written create Windows 11 installation media. The Mediacreationtool will be downloaded. It's really fast. We double click on it. We say yes. We need to accept the terms and conditions. And at this point, as default, we will have the same settings that we have in our own installation, the one that we are using to create the installation media. If we need something different, maybe different language or something like this, we need to uncheck use the recommended options for this PC. And there we can change the language. So we click next now. USB flash drive, it's perfect for us. We need to be sure to select the correct drive, otherwise we risk to overwrite something wrong. We click next. And after it's finished, finish. Now we're going to check how it works in two different motherboards. The first one is an Asus, and the next one will be a Gigabyte, because the way to arrive is a little bit different, but the result in the end is the same. And you need to always check your documentation to know which key to press to begin from the BIOS. So in this part we see how to create the USB bootable key with Ventoy, so it's a different tool. In this case we are going to download the ISO. Ventoy is good because we can use it to have different ISOs in the same USB key. So I can put, for example, Windows, a Linux distribution, things like this, all in the same USB key, and whenever we want we can install all what is inside. It's not just only one USB key for only one operating system. That's why I'm going to cover also Ventoy. So we have searched the Ventoy, we click on download. Windows zip in this case. Windows zip again. And from Edge, it's a little bit strange. We need to select the dots, keep, after that show more, keep anyway, and finally we can download it. It's the only browser that creates problems. We need to unzip it, extract. Double click, and we are going to double click on the executable file. Always make sure that the correct USB key is selected. It is really important. After you are sure, you can click on install. It will ask 2 times to click yes. In the second one there is written a double check, just to understand that it's not a mistake. Okay. Now we can close this tab. And if we are going to check our USB key, now it has changed the name. Now it's called the Ventoy. And there we can just drag and drop the ISOs. It's really simple. It's also useful, for example, in a Linux installation if you want to try it before installation. With Windows we can't. With Windows we can only install it. And now, just as example, I'm going to move also Linux Mint in the same USB key, just because I wanted to show that it's possible to have two different operating systems ready to be installed in the same USB key. Now again, we are going to check how it is from the Asus. Here we can select which one to start. We move with the arrows and after that enter. And it will start like the normal one. Now the same from the Gigabyte. Same thing, we need to select the correct one, enter again, and after that we can go ahead with the installation. Perfect. So now in this part we are going to see how to actually install Windows 11. We need to press Shift plus F10 and after that write regedit. What we are going to do now is to allow the old hardware to be used anyway. We are going to bypass the checks with these register keys that we are going to enter. So we need to create a new key. First of all, it's a folder basically, and we need to name it lab config. Please be careful, do exactly what I do and go in the same folders where I go. If you need, you can pause the video, recheck it, and make sure, of course, just read it, it's better. Basically, the path is H key, local machine, system, setup, and after that lab config that we have created. Now we're going to add a few keys. I'm going to add all 4 that I know, and it's going to cover basically every possibility. The first one is bypass TPM check. I'm going to copy paste it, the thing written in the label, because it's faster to just paste in the others and just modify the part that we need. So the first one is the TPM, the second one is the secure boot. I'm always selecting one to be active for everyone. In this one, we are going to bypass the CPU check. And the last one is for the RAM. I don't even need it because I have 32 gigabytes in this PC, but someone else may have less than what is required. But to be honest, my advice is to have at least 8 gigabytes with Windows 11. Just as a personal advice. Okay, now that it's complete, we can close it. We can close again also this one. And we can proceed. In my case, I don't have a product key. I'm selecting Windows 11 Pro. We need to accept always. We need to click on custom installation, and if there is something already in the hard drive that you are going to use, please delete it, and after that we can go ahead with next. This part is speed up, of course, because it's really slow. So now we need to select our country and the input from our keyboard. I'm using 2 keyboards. One is US. I prefer the international one for the accents. And as a second one, I need the ability to use also my Italian keyboards. and we select Italy. Just one thing in this part, even if we press E, for example, I in English, it doesn't bring us to Italy, for example. I don't know why, we need to scroll down. In any case, now we give a name to our PC. It's going to reboot, because it's rebooting with the correct name this time. After that, we're going to set it for personal use. We can only sign in, there is no other thing to choose here. In my case, I already have my email that was used in the previous installation, and so I'm going to use this one. It's useful to have some basic settings already brought to the next PC. And in my case, it's asking if I want to restore it from the previous Win 11 PC. It had the same name. And we can click next. We create a pin. If you also want to include the letters, you need to check the box. Letters and symbols. Now we need to turn off all the diagnostic things if we don't want them. If you want them, just leave them, of course. I prefer to skip this part because I use it just a test machine, this one. Skip again, decline. Skip for now. Of course, if there is something that you want, just accept it and pay what you have to pay. This part also is speed up because it's slow. And here we are in our installation. Now I'm going to show just two basic things: how to change it in a dark mode, and first of all, it's going to give us the possibility to restore all the applications that we had in the previous installation. And we can also get the updates. Actually, the applications that we install from the Microsoft Store are not always completely up to date. For example, the other day I have installed the OBS, and after the installation it asked to update, so it means that it wasn't updated. And actually there was an update. So it's more or less good, but not perfect. Okay, at this point we need to click on personalization. We click what we prefer. Actually, in my case, it's this dark theme with the orange things, which is fine. And after that, Windows Update. So at this point, everything is done. The operating system is installed, and actually it should be up to you to decide what else to do next. For example, if you need it for gaming, please remember to update the drivers for your graphic card and things like this, but we are going to cover it in another video. Okay, so it's everything for today. If you have any suggestion, please comment in the comments below. The suggestions are always welcome, and see you the next time. Bye.